Welcome back to Mountain Connections. Right now we're going to talk about the second season of The Toys That Built America, this show on the History Channel. And we have host and toy expert here with us today, Jordan Hembrough. Thanks so much for being here. So excited about this show. Tell me all about the second season.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Well, we are back for season 2 of The Toys That Built America, only on the History Channel. Season 1 was so popular, we decided to come back and start telling you more of the great stories behind our childhood. So really, while season 1 centered mostly on stuff like the super bounce ball and the frisbee or maybe the hula hoop, we jump ahead to the 1970s and 80s and even a little bit into the 90s with the toys from our childhood. And we're talking about Star Wars, Masters of the Universe, video games, Lego sets, all the good stuff we had growing up in the 70s and 80s. You're going to want to check it out.
And I think you also start talking about computer games, correct?
We do. We delve into the birth of, Sega, Nintendo, Atari computers. So, it's that 80s nostalgia, that tech, and especially in the gaming market this year and even around the past 10 years, nostalgia with video games has become so prevalent as well, with some of these video games going for big, big money.
And I really enjoy how the show is structured. You have interviews from experts, people who were very involved in the industry during the time that you're looking at, also dramatic retellings of situations. So tell me more about how the show is put together this season, and maybe if someone hasn't seen the first season as well, they'll be curious to hear.
Yeah, that's a great question. History is very, very good at the way they basically portray and give the information to everyone. And the narrative is always so concise. This year, what we have is we've got a mixture of experts and essentially talking heads in the toy industry, legal industry, people that were involved firsthand in the creation behind these toys. But what's so compelling about this series, both season 1 and season 2, is the recreations that are happening. So we've recreated these oh my gosh moments, these technological, touchstones in the toy industry. So it really approaches storytelling in a new and compelling way. So you're going to be able to sit around and hear about Masters of the Universe and He-Man, and you're going to be able to see these actors basically recreate that and what it was like in the boardroom. It really is an interesting take on history, and I just love being involved.
Yeah, it's a really fun way to tell this history, to have the experts, as you mentioned, to have the retellings. There's a moment after a toy fair where the people from Mattel are trying to leave and someone's proposing a new idea that's actually going to be big, but they're just trying to brush it off. So it's really fun to hear the history of how these things started.
Yeah, it is. It's even after 40 years in the industry, I still learn something new. And that's really why I love coming on the show and everything. I mean, it's that compelling takeaway that forces you to look at toys in a whole new light, in a good way. Now you can look at the Toys That Built America and you can go to a friend's house or talk to someone at school and you can say, you know what? You see that toy you have? Let me tell you something you never knew about it. And that's really what's kind of fun to me.
And Jordan, what made you decide to want to be a part of the show? I know you were on Toy Hunter. You've been involved in toys for a long time. So I'd love to hear a little bit about your history.
I've actually been doing this professionally since I was 16. It's almost 40 years. So I've been doing it a very, very long time. And I was fortunate enough, I did have a series before, and we did very, very well. And I went and I've done work with Lucasfilm and Disney and Marvel Entertainment. And when History contacted me a couple of years ago, and we did season 1, I jumped at the chance because this is definitely in my wheelhouse. And I just, I love the season. I love educating people. It was just a dream project for me.
So looking back at this season 2, that we get to watch very soon, are there any particular storylines or toys that you're looking forward to seeing on the screen the most?
Yeah, I tell everyone this. So Sunday night, October 23rd, season 2 premieres, and the first episode right out of the gate is Star Wars and Masters of the Universe. And right then, you're hitting my sweet spot. I was a 1970s baby. I grew up with Star Wars. I had all the Star Wars action figures. So that is going to be a fun episode for me. Looking forward down the line, in the future episodes, we talk about Cabbage Patch, and we talk about the Cabbage Patch dolls and the Cabbage Patch craze. And having a younger sister, I witnessed that craze. I was at the toy stores watching all the moms go crazy and the dads go crazy trying to get these dolls. So we touch upon that a little bit. It really is like reliving my childhood as well through the show.
I'm very excited. I grew up in the similar age. My brother loved all the
Yeah.
Star Wars action figures. I wanted a Cabbage Patch doll. I remember that. Actually, my parents were able to get me one. So that was such a
Oh, good.
huge moment for kids growing up during that time frame. What about
Oh, yeah.
toys in general, aside from this season, aside from what's been featured on the show? Do you have any that are just very nostalgic to you? Any favorite toys? I know this is like having you pick your favorite child, right? But if you had to choose
Yeah.
some that you really love, what would they be?
Uh, I'm old school. I got to kick it back to like the Star Wars figures. I have them. I've got them hanging on the wall in my office. A bunch of friends gave them to me a few years ago. They got them from my mom and dad's house without me knowing, and they framed them. They're not worth that much, but when I look at them, I remember my childhood. They're gold to me. I think I got a couple of lunch boxes from when I was a child too, and that's just another era of collecting that like nobody really looks upon anymore. Is vintage lunch boxes are so cool.
Well, we're so much looking forward to tuning into the second season. Anything else you'd
Definitely.
like our viewers to know as we head into the big premiere on October 23rd?
You're going to want to sit around for all 8 episodes. You're going to want to watch it with the family because it's Sunday night. It is great family viewing. Just get a big bowl of popcorn, sit there and strap yourself in. It's going to be fun.
Well, I can't wait. Thank you so much, Jordan Hembrough, for joining us today. Appreciate hearing all about season 2 of The Toys That Built America. We're looking forward to tuning in once again. The new season premieres on Sunday, October 23rd on the History Channel. We'll be back with more right after this.